both you and your contributor fail to accept that different age groups might have experienced something differently. If I just give you just a short, I bought a house 30 odd years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I lost £10,000 on that house within 2 years because of negative equity. I paid 16.5% interest. Could you tell me how it is I'm better off than people today, even at 4.5%, wherever it is? How is it that you
Shall I tell you why?
You can't tell me why, because anything other than accepting that I've had it difficult. I've got children that are the age group that you're talking about now.
Mm-hmm.
And if you fail, why is it? How is it now so popular that people go out, drink coffee, get their nails done, their eyelashes done? They can freely spend their money on whatever they do, and my children do.
Did you not have coffee back in the 70s, Robert? Not have any coffee?
I wouldn't have paid £4 or £5 for a
that would have been unlikely given the inflationary differences.
And I won't pay it now.
Well, good for you. But shall I tell you why you're wrong in terms of the difference? The difference is, yes, you may have been paying briefly, has to be said, not consistently, briefly 15% interest rate. The difference is now is that even with interest rates at 4 or 5%, in real terms, that is a bigger burden for someone taking out a mortgage today because of the difference in house prices. When you were buying your house, whenever it was, back in a few decades ago, when you were buying your house, relative house prices were only 3 to 4 or maybe 5 times average income. Now they are 7, 8, 9 or 10 times average income. So in real terms...
You're basing that on the knowledge that you know everybody's income, aren't you? See, what you're doing...
No, it's called an average. That's why I'm using the word average.
No, what you're doing...
Obviously, I don't know everybody's income. I don't have a piece of paper here saying that.
You're failing to accept that the possibility is that just my age group and yours and my children's have all got different challenges to bear.
Yeah, of course, everybody has different challenges. Of course they do. I've said that at the very beginning. But I'm talking. But Robert, we've got to talk. The point is that we've got to talk generally and looking at the economic data across generations. Of course, people within the generations are going to have different challenges, and they're going to be rich people, they're going to be poor people. Different generations will have different challenges. Of course, no generation has it completely easy. Of course, they don't. But what I struggle to understand is why people like yourself, with respect, don't acknowledge, just on the basis of the empirical data, that on house prices, on wages, which are the things that matter most, is that the generation below you and the one below that has had it much more difficult than your own.
No, I don't believe that.
Yeah, but you might not believe it. It's just fact. It doesn't matter what you believe.
It's not fact, because you're not considering that whilst my daughter's at university, I'm married and have stayed married for the years that I have, because I'm a homeowner, now I'm having to fund my daughter's accommodation to £5,000 to £6,000 to £7,000 a year. Yeah. My parents didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
There you go.
But I'm talking about wages, and I'm talking about house prices.
But my wages at the age that I am are having to be spent on other things that people in their 40s aren't even considering.
But when did you buy your house, Robert?
I said to you, about 30 years ago.
30 years ago. How much has it gone up in value since then?
I'm not in the same house, am I?
Well, okay. Well, how much do you think you've consistently sort of bought up, right? There is no way we're going to see house price appreciation, the sort of which that your generation has enjoyed. How much did you buy your first house for?
How much did I buy? It was about £58,000.
£58,000. The average house price today has accelerated in that in real terms by an enormous amount. So,
and what am I going to have to do with my house if I have to go into a home? Me, because I spent all my life...
Well, at least you're going to have that. What's my generation going to have? We're not even going to have a home to do that. That's the point I'm making.
No, well, you're missing the point.
No, you just don't want to hear it.
If you don't have a home to go in, you'll get trundled off to a care home.
Oh, good.
That my house will be taken away from me. That's yesterday's point about it.
So you'll get to choose. You'll get to choose the sort of care that you have and have a good quality care, and hope the rest of us. But I just don't understand why it is that people of your generation simply aren't able to accept the empirical facts. You say you don't believe it. It's just a fact. You know what? Like I said, what I said to Rachel Cunliffe, it's absolutely fine. Good luck to you. I am so glad that you had that house price increase and you benefited from it. I'm so glad that you had the price, that you had stable. I'm so glad that there was real price, real wage growth in that time. So glad. Yeah. Good for you. I just wish we'd had it the same, and I just wish you would recognise that the generations below you have not enjoyed those things. It's just fact.
You don't know that you won't have it the same.
We've had 13 years. We have 15 years since the financial crisis. We haven't had it. A whole generation's already been scarred. There's no recovery from that. It's already affected permanently people's long-term wage growth. That is a fact.
So the prices of houses didn't go down last month then?
They went down for 1 month, Robert. They went down for 1 month. Do you think that's going to reverse literally 15 to 20 years of this stuff? It went down for 1 month, mate.
Because it did 30 years ago. Because it's happened before. You're missing...
Okay. So you think it's going to go back down to 58 grand, the average, when you bought your house? You think the average house, which is currently over £250,000, is going to go back down to 58 grand anytime soon?
Well, it mightn't it?
Okay, maybe it might. Lots of things might happen. Thank you, Robert, in Essex there. We're grateful to him, and it's good to have the discussion. And I can see lots of you. I want to get more of you in there, but I do feel that Robert does rather sum it up. I can't understand why... You know what? Like, if I won the lottery, I would be able to recognise that I'd be like, I'm glad I've won the lottery and I'm glad that I've had this good fortune and I'm sorry that other people haven't had it. But I wouldn't just go to everybody else, well, you might win the lottery. Might happen to you. Don't feel jealous of me. Just, it might happen to you. It's not that I've had a particularly good thing happen to me. I mean, it's just crazy. Just don't get it.